Woman faints at an altitude of 10,000 meters, plummeting downward at breakneck speed. The woman's velocity increases relentlessly. She's finally jolted awake in an instant. Although she successfully opened the valve, the balloon begins to plummet even faster. To survive this ordeal, they must lighten the balloon's load. The two grab the sandbags, desperately throwing them overboard. The heavy coils of rope are also tossed out, and even the man's beloved box must now be sacrificed out of necessity. He tears out the most critical data, discarding the blank notebook. Blankets and coats are all jettisoned as well. Yet the descent continues to accelerate, the ground now clearly visible. At this critical juncture, James tells Amy to climb above him. He plans to cut the cables, abandoning the basket altogether. With each rope severed, they're violently shaken, but James persists despite the air pressure, cutting through the final cord. However, even with these efforts, their falling speed remains too fast to give him a chance at survival. Amy unexpectedly stands up. She intends to sacrifice herself to lighten the balloon's weight. Fortunately, James has a sudden flash of insight. Devising a plan just in time, he instructs Amy to keep cutting the ropes, to spread open the balloon at the top. Seeing Amy still hesitating, James decisively begins the operation himself. A few slashes later, the balloon unfurls into a parachute. The two cling to the ropes, slowly drifting down to the ground. They crash into the forest. James knocked off by a large tree. Amy slams hard into the ground, dragged a great distance by the balloon. She's knocked out cold from the impact, opening her eyes again. The sky has already grown dim. She calls out loudly for James, finally finding him in a pile of grass. The two narrowly escape with their lives, each more battered than the other. But in this moment, simply being alive is already the greatest stroke of luck. They support each other, embarking on the journey home. Their flight on this occasion reached an altitude of 11,277 meters. Under the conditions at that time, it had already pushed the limits of human endurance. James submits his data to the Scientific Research Institute. Through practice, he proves that the sky is divided into several atmospheric layers, and weather can be predicted using this data. In the days that follow, the two continue to go on adventures. Humanity also persists in exploring the ever higher and vaster skies.